beautiful people, welcome back to my channel and welcome to another video. In this video I am going to be showing you how I make this my mom famous Nigerian Igbo village party egusi soup. This is very simple and very easy to make. I think is the best type of lumpy egusi soup. So without taking so much of your time, let's head in and see the ingredients and start cooking. This is just the basic ingredients when you're making egusi soup, and obviously the main ingredients is the egusi itself. Here I already blended my egusi. This is 4 cups of egusi, and I have over here my dried fish that I already cleaned up, ready to go, and crayfish, pepper. You can add as much pepper or as little as you can take. And over on this side I have 2 seasoning cubes. This is ogiri ugba, not ogiri igbo. This is ogiri ugba. Ogiri ugba is different from ogiri ugbo. And I have 1 onion here. I have my meat. I have assorted meat. I have cow foot, tripe, and beef. You can use any meat you like. Obviously, you can use any kind of meat. And I am using fresh vegetable. Don't ask me, I don't have ugu. I'm not living in Nigeria, so we don't have ugu. But this is what I'm using, is collard green. Collard green, it looks like a lot. Yeah, it looks like a lot, but I add a lot of vegetable in my egusi. If it's too much, then I'm not going to add all of it. And obviously palm oil. So this is palm oil, and that's it. That's basically all that I am using to make my egusi soup. And this is lumpy style egusi soup. So over here in the pot I have about 8 cups of water that is now boiling, and then I'm going to go ahead and start to prepare the egusi. So this is the critical part. When you want to make lumpy egusi soup, non-fry lumpy egusi soup, you just have to see what I'm doing. I'm just scooping some water from here, and I'm going to make the egusi so that it's lumpy. Be careful not to add too much water. So be careful not to add too much water. If you add too much water, everything is going to just melt in the pot. So you want thicker than akara consistency. You see, just that amount of water I added is enough. I don't need to add anymore. I just need to continue to work this one so that everything is thoroughly mixed. You don't want to have some powdered part or some lumpy part. And this is much easier, even better than easier than the frying part, because once you put it to cook, there's no need for you to be standing and waiting and turning and stirring, because when you're doing the frying method, if you're not standing there and stirring it, your egusi is going to burn. You see the consistency that I have? See? That's what you want. You want this kind of consistency. It's never going to break. And when the other very important part, you have to cook the egusi in just water. There's nothing inside this water. Okay, there's nothing. It's just plain water. If you add salt, if you go ahead and add it to your meat stock, the egusi is going to break. The egusi is going to scatter. But look, see, it's more like eba. It looks like eba consistency. So now I'm going to start dropping it. You know, when my mom, when they make it, sometimes they will just eat it like this. If you keep working this and working it like a dough, you will see oil start coming out. But this is just what you need. Now I'm going ahead to drop it inside my pot, like so. So now I'm just going to cover it and let it cook. So now let me check and see if it's done. This is how you see whether it's done. So we're gonna take one. See, it looks like akara. It looks like white akara. Now when you open it, you can see the inside. If it's looking like this, it's still not done. So you have to keep cooking it until every part of it is white. When you break it, it's going to be white. So now I'm going to drop it, and then I'll come back to check it again. So right now I'm going to check it again. Let's cut it and see inside. You can see, you can see that it's all white. So now it's completely done. You can see the egusi. Yeah, the egusi actually, once it's done, you're going to see. So now you can go ahead and mash it how you want it. If you want it to be completely mashed, I will show you how I mash my own. So it is very, you can see, this is the best way, in my opinion, on how to make the lumpy egusi. You don't need to stand and be turning and stirring and stirring. You just put it and let it cook. You come to check if it's done. Once it's done, you have to mash it up and start adding all the other ingredients you want. Remaining ingredients, that's my crayfish that is blended. I have my pepper and onion, my igbo seasoning cube, and then my oil, and some oil, I'm just going to let it all cook down. So the egusi has been cooking now for about 20 minutes. So I'm going to start, and everything is done. The egusi is done, the meat is done. I'm just going to add my vegetable now. I'm using fresh vegetable. Now you can use bitter leaf if you prefer bitter leaf, but for this particular egusi, I prefer to use, for this particular egusi, I'm using fresh vegetable, and the vegetable that I'm using is collard green. Collard green is in the same family as kale, and it resembles ugu a lot. So even though my vegetable looks like it's a lot, but the pot of soup is a lot too. So this is 2 bunch of collard green. I will just keep adding it. As you can see, it withers. It will wither once you add it. And I love lot and lot of vegetable in my egusi soup. This is a big pot of egusi. I'm going to let it cook for another 5 to 10 minutes, and then I'll come back and see how it's doing. So this is our egusi. The egusi is almost done. Oh, my pot is falling. The egusi is almost done. As you can see, the vegetable is done, everything is done. So the egusi is basically done, but there's one more thing that I need to do, which is I'm going to be adding a binder. So let me put it up a little bit. So what I'm adding here, this way. What I have here is a little bit of oil with cocoyam flour. So you can use any kind of binder to bind the egusi. I just love to add a little bit of binder to my egusi, even though the egusi is not watery, but it helps to, I don't know how to explain it, it just helps to bind everything. Now don't add too much. If you add too much, it will become like ede soup. You're not looking for cocoyam soup, or you just want everything to be binded together. Even if there is water, you're going to see it's more like, I don't know if you notice the difference, but the difference is there. The difference will be there once you add a binder. And I don't add a lot of binder, just a little bit like that. Let the ede cook and we're done. Egusi is well done.